Okay. All right, good evening. I'm David Reimer. It's 6:15 p.m. on the 10th of January 2020. My computer is trying to have a meltdown, which is always an enjoyable prospect when I'm trying to do severe weather coverage. Anyway, we do have multiple tornado warnings now in effect. A tornado warning is in place for eastern Tarrant, western Dallas counties. We're going to take a look at that here real quick. Tornado warning includes Fort Worth, North Richland Hills, Arlington, Euless, Colleyville, Pantego, Grapevine, DFW International Airport, Coppell, Carrollton, Western Irving, Grand Prairie, generally the western and northern sides of Grand Prairie. Potential tornado is going to be heavily wrapped in rain, and it's going to be located, looks like near the 287-820 split. Hearing a couple of reports of funnel clouds, but not really any. The storm's still too close to the radar to accurately see anything in terms of define low level rotation. But nevertheless, we're receiving reports of funnel clouds. The storm could produce a tornado at any time, along with a lot of damaging straight line winds and hail. So those of you in eastern Tarrant, western Dallas County, tornado warning until 6:45. We have another dangerous supercell thunderstorm farther northeast. This is one of those discrete supercells. Tornado warning for northern Hopkins, southeastern Lamar, and Delta County in northeast Texas. A potential tornado is between Commerce and Cooper, riding up Highway 24. I'm going to take a look at the which way the wind is blowing mode, and even though the storm is located several thousand feet above the surface, you can see there's definitely signs of rotation on Highway 24 near Cooper. So that is a dangerous thunderstorm, with storm chasers reporting a rotating wall cloud on that recently. So again, we want everyone back on the original number uno storm. We want everyone to be in cover. Pantego, Arlington, Kennedale, Grand Prairie. If you are in any of the towns I just mentioned, you need to be in shelter now. This thunderstorm is capable of producing a tornado at any time. This potential tornado would likely be rain wrapped. In addition, quarter to ping pong ball size hail, straight line winds of 60 to 70 miles an hour. Funnel cloud close to the 287-820 split in Forest Hill a few minutes ago. And by a few minutes, I mean 3. Definitely. Well, technically, whatever. So, Arlington, Euless, DFW International Airport. You need to be in shelter. DFW International Airport's likely implemented their severe weather emergency plan at this point. They're good about that. Grapevine, Carrollton, be in shelter. All right, you're hearing the outdoor warning sirens. Your phones are making the scary noises of doom, and that's because tornado warning. All right, make sure I am live on all the things I need to be live on. Sorry, folks, housekeeping. One moment, please, and I'll be right back. All right, and we're live where we need to be live. So we are streaming live coverage on our website and our mobile app. We are on Twitter, our YouTube channel. We are on Facebook. We're on multiple Facebook pages, in fact. Those of you from DFW Scanner, good evening. I'm David Reimer. We are in the midst of covering a potential developing tornado in Pantego and Arlington. A dangerous thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado is moving northeast into Pantego and Arlington. A funnel cloud was reported at 6:13 p.m. at Highway 287 and Interstate 20. This thunderstorm, in addition to producing a potential tornado, is capable of producing quarter to ping pong ball size hail and damaging wind gusts over 60 miles an hour. I'll be honest, this storm's so close to the radar, we're not seeing a clear-cut sign of a tornado right now. That's not necessarily to say there isn't a developing tornado, but the radar's just not seeing it real well. So respect the storm, respect the process, respect the tornado warning polygon. We have a second tornado warning in northeast Texas. This is going to be near Cooper, Texas, in northern Hopkins, southeastern Lamar, and Delta counties. A potential tornado is near Cooper, moving northeast, east northeast at 40 miles an hour. So this could eventually be a threat to DePort and Bogota if it's moving more northeast. If it's moving more north northeast, this could result in the storm passing closer to places like Paris. But at this point, it looks like it's going to be staying south of Paris. In addition to all of the tornadic issues I just mentioned, storms have produced flash flooding in Gainesville, southwest of Decatur, where Highway 82 is going to be closed for a while due to flooding. There's a lot of floodwaters out there still trying to drain, so please be careful if you're trying to drive out there. These storms moving through the Metroplex are also producing a quick inch or two of rain. And for those of you wondering, yes, the squall line goes all the way southwest through the hill country, down past Interstate 10. It'll bring the potential for severe storms to San Antonio, Austin, Waco here during the evening hours. But we're going to focus on the ongoing tornado warnings where there is the highest threat to life and property. Tornado warning continues now for eastern, northeastern Tarrant County, northwestern Dallas County. We haven't heard any reports over the last 5 minutes, which is good. Last report we had was at 6:13 of a funnel cloud in Interstate 20 and Highway 287. This storm's moving northeast at 40 miles an hour, and it doesn't have to stop at stop signs, traffic lights, or the toll booth. Those of you in Euless, Irving, Coppell, Grapevine, Colleyville, Carrollton, you're hearing your outdoor warning sirens. Some of you may be hearing your outdoor warning sirens outside of those zones. We know this storm is producing hail. Quarter to golf ball size hail is possible, likely closer to quarter. And this storm is also producing very heavy rain and a lot of wind. You're not going to see this thing coming if it's there, so please don't go outside and look. At this point, this may be more of a hail and damaging wind threat, at least in the very near term, because we're not seeing that much in the way of significant surface rotation, but this thing could spin up in a hurry. It has a history of producing at least one tornado over the last 40 minutes. Again, we also have a tornado warning for a thunderstorm near Cooper or near Tira. That's going to be Highway 154 and Highway 24. Hopkins, Delta, Lamar counties. The storm's moving northeast at 45 miles an hour. Should pass, or it could pass, just southeast of Paris in about 30 minutes. Reno, Detroit, Clarksville. Keep an eye out. So no news is good news over the last few minutes. Definitely, they're having a lot of wind with this storm in Tarrant County and Arlington. Definitely have some quarter to perhaps $half size hail. And yes, the potential for a brief tornado. At this point, I'm not really seeing much in the way of rotation, so the storm's likely cycling, or what we call through the cyclic process, where we had at least one tornado in Johnson County earlier. It cycled as it moved through Burleson and dropped a bunch of rain and hail, tried to cycle back up again near Highway 287 and Interstate 20, where we had a funnel cloud reported at 6:13 about 10 minutes ago. And now it looks a little more blobbish again, which doesn't mean the storm itself is weaker. It just means there's probably some hail coming down, a lot of straight-lined wind. I'm not really seeing that much of signs of surface rotation right now. We'll look up in the storm. Yeah, I mean, there's some, but we're also so close to the radar that we're likely not getting the best vantage point. We're gonna look from the Shreveport radar just to get at some surrounding views. So the next few minutes, we're just going to have to wait and see if this thing's able to cycle back up. It's entirely possible it could, but we're definitely not as confident in there being a tornado as we were, say, 20 minutes ago when this storm was down in Johnson County and we had a tornado debris signature. Although, taking a quick look, kind of notice this little appendage sticking out on Highway 360 south of the Euless label. That might be the storm trying to spin back around to generate a rear flank downdraft again. At the least, definitely some damaging winds pushing out from the storm towards the south side of DFW International Airport, but we'll have to watch it carefully. Regardless, a tornado warning does remain in place until 6:45 p.m. for northeastern Tarrant County, northwestern Dallas counties, including Carrollton, DFW International Airport, the north side of Irving, Grapevine, Euless, Colleyville, Arlington, northern Grand Prairie. Those of you in Burleson, Crowley, Briar Oaks, all the way down to Joshua, you're clear. Forest Hill, you are clear. If you are west of Interstate 820 and south of Interstate 20, you're clear from this thunderstorm. You still have rain, you still probably have some thunder, but the tornado threat has passed you. This is a radar-indicated tornado. We haven't had any ground reports over the last 15 minutes, but we know the sirens are blowing everywhere and everyone's freaking out. But what you do in these cases is, one, you don't freak out. Two, you enact your tornado safety plan, which if you live in a home or a site-built home, you go to the lowest floor. We don't have basements here in Texas, mostly, so lowest floor is fine. Center room, like a closet under the stairs, something inside your home. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. More walls, the better. And you don't want windows. Windows blow in and you get flying glass, and that in itself can cause great bodily injury, as I can attest to from when I stepped on a piece of glass last year, and it was unpleasant. So that's what you do. If you're in an apartment building, we realize you may not be able to get to the ground floor, but at least get off the top floor. Get in a center room, put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Again, no windows, okay? If you are in a trailer, manufactured housing, etc., I'm afraid you can't stay in it. You will not be safe in a trailer, manufactured home. They provide excellent, affordable living. Nothing wrong with that at all. It's great. Except they do not do well in severe weather. They are easily rolled, and in stronger tornadoes, they are completely and utterly disintegrated. So they're not safe in that case. Cars, you're driving, well, based on the way Texans drive, you're already in trouble. But don't drive into the thing. Go ahead and pull over at a gas station. Pull over somewhere where you can safely exit the vehicle and get into a sturdy building. All right, take a quick look at things. I think we're trying to transition more, at least for the second, to a damaging wind threat versus a tornado threat with this specific thunderstorm. But I'm going to take a look at some data on my side just to confirm that, because that is what Nerdy David does. And yeah, I'm not really seeing too much in the way of a strong circulation right now at the surface, or in the low levels, which is good. But you definitely want to continue to take this thunderstorm seriously. It's got a lot of wind, it's got hail, it's got heavy rain that'll cause street flooding. It's just not a great time to be outside. So let's go ahead, make sure we're not missing anything. We're checking on this storm up near Cooper. Last I heard, it had been looking less organized, and it appears that way. We're not really seeing any signs of strong rotation, which is good. So hopefully that tornado warning up south of Paris and Cooper will be gone soon. Looking down into central Texas, we do see a severe thunderstorm near Gatesville. Let's take a quick look at that. And Burleson PD are saying they have not heard of any damage reports in the city. Sounds like some power poles might be down, and if that's the extent of the damage, that is excellent. Power poles can be easily replaced. Storm near Gatesville has definitely got a hail core with it. Could see some quarter to ping pong ball size hail, and if I tracking this correctly, it's heading right towards Waco. Oh, delightful. So, hey, Waco, in the next hour or so, y'all are going to be dealing with the potential for severe thunderstorm with hail. Diving down into the hill country, we have a line of thunderstorms that are generally moving east-northeast, maybe north-northeast. Eventually could bring the threat for some heavy thunderstorms to San Antonio and Austin in the next 1 to 2 hours. But for now, we're focused on the tornado warnings in North Texas. And for the moment, things have calmed down. We're not seeing real strong signs of low level rotation. We're watching to see if this thing is able to generate a new notch or a new hook in which we could see a new circulation try and spin up. But for the moment, it is not happening. So, what we're going to do for now is we're going to take a broader look at things. And if you want to check on storms in your area, you can do so with the radar. Alrighty. You can check the storms near you using our free interactive weather radar on our website at texasstormchasers.com/radar, or just use our free mobile app. Both are great resources. We're only talking about the most intense storms because, well, I'm one person and I can't focus on too many things at once, and we want to focus on where the greatest risk to life and property is, and that is from tornadic thunderstorms typically. So it sounds like the tornado warning up here in Delta, Lamar, and Hopkins counties is being canceled. That's a good call. Looks like storm has weakened considerably, so that warning is now officially gone. And this one here we still have for another 15 minutes. We'll have to see if the Weather Service in Fort Worth is going to expand or extend the tornado warning up into Denton and Collin counties. At the least, I suspect they'll probably put a severe. Not confident they'll put a tornado warning just based off the weak rotation signatures over the last 15 minutes, but we're going to have to wait and see if this thing's able to cycle back up. It definitely could. It has once already after producing a brief tornado near Joshua, at least based on the tornado debris signature. So we'll have to wait and see. So for tonight, what we're going to be looking for will be, well, that's Twitter. I don't want Twitter. I want that. Okay. The squall line is going to be moving east across the northeast, east, southeast portions of Texas, with the highest risk of severe weather being across East Texas. We think there's going to be a pretty significant damaging straight line wind threat once this squall line is able to mature and develop a bowing structure. And once that happens, we're going to be concerned about those straight line winds knocking down trees and then trees falling on everything. And that causes a whole lot of problems with blocked roads and stuff like that. So let's dive back on into our thunderstorm. I'm going to make sure I put the radar back on this time. I did. I'm very proud of myself since I didn't last video, and that was obnoxious. And we continue to watch this thunderstorm in Arlington up to DFW Airport. While the tornado signature may not be as extensive as it was earlier, there is definitely some damaging straight line winds and some hail along with heavy rainfall. And those themselves can be quite dangerous, especially to unsuspecting motorists who hydroplane and hit walls. So we're going to definitely keep an eye on the storms this evening. The good news is once this line of storms moves east of the DFW Metroplex, that's it for DFW in terms of severe weather potential. There is the chance we could have some light snow in the morning in DFW proper. Wouldn't amount to much, but see a dusting in some spots. And snow in Texas, that's enough of a reason to get happy and freak out. So, again, we're going to keep watching this storm. We'll see if the Weather Service chooses to extend the tornado warning and if the storm is able to spin back up a little more. But regardless, tornado warning remains in place for north. Well, I thought it did. Nope. Tornado warning has been canceled. Ladies and gentlemen, we no longer have any tornado warnings. The tornado warning for Dallas, Tarrant counties is canceled. The storm's rotation has been weak for a while now, which is good. But we're going to have to wait and see if anything is able to spin back up. And that is a threat we'll have to watch with this entire line of thunderstorms this evening as it moves east into a very strongly sheared environment where we could see some brief spin-up tornadoes. But for now, the threat for a tornado has diminished to the point where the tornado warnings are no longer in effect. The only severe weather warnings in place right now are in central Texas with a severe storm heading towards Waco, and then severe storms currently in progress west of Bexar County and the San Antonio Metro. All of that will eventually start moving more easterly versus east-northeast like it's done so far this evening. Regardless, I'm going to take a break now. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back as needed. I'm David Reimer with Texas Storm Chasers.